culture. Like, that's what makes America America. But for them, no, they want it to be in one color. That's the color of Stephen Miller. So.
Yeah, and bald. I think he wants everyone to be bald from the stress. He wants everyone to stress too hard, like he has stressed, because he grew up in a multicultural environment, a diverse environment. He grew up in California. I don't even know how you can be hateful if you live in, like, I understand why British people can be hateful, right? Because you go to England and you're like, oh, I get it. Like, this place is, oof. You know, the weather is terrible. You gotta go and occupy someone else's land. You gotta do it. But if you're living in California, how can you be that hateful? I don't understand it. But I guess he was stressing so much that he started balding at the age of like 14 because there were like Mexicans there, and he just like saw like a Mexican person was like, oh, and then he started balding, and now he wants everyone else to bald in the same way. That's my theory, at least. Do you have a theory on this? You don't have to. You don't have to entertain my stupidity. I'm just trying to make it.
It's just like some people are just like hateful and despicable, you know. Like,
that's all it is.
Subhanallah.
And of course, Hassan can't understand.
There's a quote from Stephen Miller that I love. I mean, I'm paraphrasing here, but he once said, I think it was the last Trump administration. He's like, I don't have any friends. I don't have any family. This is the only thing I have to live for. Yeah. I mean, at least now he has a wife. That hasn't stopped him from being the same person, though, the same evil person.
Yeah, I'm just like trying to like, which is, I think you were yesterday like with DSA, and this is a very important thing for people to do, to me and literally to themselves, is like the midterms is the last line of defense against this administration, and it's not enough to have the majority of the Democrats back, because the Democrats are bad.
Yeah, they're not doing it.
No, they would bring us like to the status quo that brought Trump.
Yeah,
you know, that's the thing, and that's why, you know, there should be like a revolution in terms of like the way people would elect the next Congress.
Yeah.
And that's why like the DSA is very important. Like, you know, and their platform is equally important. But in all of, like, I think they're strong in New York, but in all other states now there are candidates running on a platform that's against the PACs, against money in politics, against supporting unconditionally supporting Israel, and receiving money from AIPAC. And when it comes to my case, really, it's. And not only my case, like Liqa is also is still in detention. There are other students who are going through what I'm going through right now. It's just like the administration is loud about my case because they want to make an example out of me.
Yeah.
That's the main purpose. So just to continue pressuring their Congress members, like, to do something.
Yeah.
About what's happening to all of us.
Have Congresspersons reached out to you?
Yeah, I mean there's like few. Well, I would say like
Chuck Schumer.
No, not Jeffries.
That's surprising.
Yep. I mean, he said the other day that his main job is one of his top.
He was so animated, though. Did you see? I mean, old people like that, usually you got to get excited a little bit when they're like all of a sudden full of life. And I think if you're referencing the video that I saw, I think he was speaking at a conference where he was like, my job is to make sure that Israel is fully funded and can defend itself from all of its enemies. And I was like, damn, Chuck, I haven't seen you like this at all. He was a real dynamo.
Yep. That's why we are in all this mess, because he passed that bill that gave all this money to ICE and DHS to commit what they're committing now, crimes against like citizens and non-citizens alike in this country. And this is the thing about, like, you know, there are like these Congress members who would be like very cautious about, you know, like, he's Palestinian, like I should be cautious about like how I engage with him. They know like there's nothing wrong.
You're also an American green card holder.
Yeah, like, and they know that, and they know I didn't commit any crime, and they know that, like, you know, my speech was all like, you know, like lawful and all of that. But because I'm Palestinian, they would refuse to support. But like, again, others they've stepped up, like to support in so many ways.
So you're saying that like getting the word out and keeping attention on this case is one of the many ways in which people can continue their support, again, not just for you, but for what comes next, really. Because as we've seen, over and over again with this administration, they do respond to public pressure. They back away from certain things when there is enough pressure coming from the public. And that offers a layer of protection for those who might be in the crosshairs next. So I can't stress this enough. You're not just doing this for Mahmoud, you're doing this for yourself as well, for your loved ones as well, because there might come a day when you want to say something and the administration decides that that's unfavorable, and they might decide to take similar actions against you as well. There's no protection for people who think, oh, I'm an American citizen, it'll be fine, or oh, I won't offend anybody, I won't I'll keep quiet and I won't offend anyone's sensibilities. The reason why I also think that isn't proper protection either is because even if you personally think that there won't be an issue where you'll be at odds with the administration and they'll take punitive action against you, no matter how unconstitutional it might seem right now, coming from an environment like that in Turkey, I know what that feels like. The environment of self-censorship. It's not something that Americans have ever really considered. It's not something that Americans are not aware of, but it's not exactly a pleasant experience, is what I mean, because you have no real autonomy. You have no real freedom when that takes place. And I feel like you are aware of this, right? From your own background, from where you came from as well.
Absolutely. I mean, before coming here, I protested like the Assad regime in Syria, and that what made me leave Syria and come to the United States, like leave to Lebanon and then eventually come to the United States, because the injustice was happening not against me per se, it was happening against like mostly like Syrians around me, those who were aspiring for, like a better life, not necessarily politically, but like just a better life. And eventually everyone was impacted. Like it did not and I remember when I left in one day. I left Syria literally in one day. And I never imagined that I would leave my home. Like I felt like it was so safe, and then in a matter of days, like it was a war zone. I had to flee immediately. And this is, how these things usually happen. It's not that you would anticipate that this would happen. If you stay low, if you wouldn't do anything, though, you are protected. No, you're not protected. Like there will be time they will come after you if they don't like so many things, not only the things you say, maybe like just the fact who you are as a person. Like maybe you would be like very supportive of the administration, all of that, but they don't like who you are. And that what happened with Latinos for Trump, unfortunately.
I was just about to bring up.
Yep.
Have you heard Yo voy a votar por Donald Trump, the song?
No.
Okay, well, I gotta play it for you now. This is really important. I'm sorry. Everyone's laughing. I don't know why. It's incredibly important cultural work, but yeah, here it is. Okay. So, this is Canción de Trump, Los Tres de la Habana. That's a boat. Por Dios,
That man.
yo voy a votar por Donald Trump.
Yep.
So, from what I
this would
understand,
save
one of these guys actually got deported.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Like,
which is pretty crazy.
Yeah. There was another person in the news just a couple of days ago too. I can't remember. Like I think he's Brazilian or something. Like also got deported despite his
despite his support.
Yeah.
Because it turns out that doesn't save you.
It wouldn't. Like that's what we're saying all the time.
Okay, I don't know if anyone is here. No one's here. Okay, that's fine. We don't need anyone here.
Have you thought about making a similar song for Benjamin Netanyahu?
Would he let me back?
Would Trump not come after you so hard?
Yeah,
or maybe,
I thought so. I'm like, if they like it.
I do that in the mornings before I get started on my live stream. I say "Am Israel Chai" 10 times to make sure, I cover my bases, right? It hasn't worked. I did get banned recently.
Of course they did.
I saw the news.
Yeah, but
just like you didn't, Max.
At least for the time being, I think we're good.
You also didn't do anything wrong.
Who knows?
I don't know who's here.
Like, what do you mean? On a sure. What?
I just jumped on Hassan's stream.
We can chat.
Yeah, I love that. Weaving. When you said that, I thought you meant like with the way that Trump does the weave.
Oh, fuck off,
says,
dude.
You know, he's like,
Alright, so I jumped on Hassan's channel. Just every once in a while when I'm bored, I'll just throw it on, you know? Sometimes he's got some interesting things to fucking say. I was banned from his fucking chat. Because flipping through YouTube, you sometimes come across like 10 plus Hassanabi fan channels. They're not his channels. They're just fan-made channels with their own specific commentary and views on Hassan's stream. They're just fucking clips and videos posted directly from his stream or from his main channel on these fan-made channels, supposedly, right? So apparently the reason why I got banned, oh my God, I don't know how I got here, but what a lovely surprise. That's one of the things here. This was fucking, I don't know, maybe months ago. I don't know who I called the slob knob either, months ago. But right here, today, I said, wait, hey, who are Hassan's parents again? Starting to feel like he's a well-groomed political plant. Isn't his dad a right-leaning conservative politician? Question mark. I got banned. So I get it. Maybe that's just not the question to have right now, but questions are important. I had a 5-minute ban from that. I was unbanned and I said, I just retyped, wait, isn't Hassan's, well, first I typed, watch me get banned again. Isn't Hassan's father a right-leaning politician? It's starting to feel like Hassan's a well-groomed plant. Here, don't get me wrong, I appreciate the voice that he brings and the way things he highlights that no one else does. He's a fighter and has proven himself to be on the side of the people that need it the most, especially those without voices. So please keep starting the fight strong, brother. I appreciate you and wish you many, many, many blessings. I also think it is okay to ask questions, though, like, why are there more than 10 dedicated fan accounts to you that post your daily content daily? It's a weird oversaturation of the platform. Also, being a political commentator and having a follower who was a politician, you would think that you would talk about, well, maybe that's just out of, no need to talk about Daddy, but from what I saw, just out of curiosity, Daddy's a right-leaning conservative that lean more towards the right, that some even said were kind of MAGA. And that's never really talked about. I don't know. It just seems all a little fishy to me. And then I get a 5-minute ban. Someone's not trying to have a conversation here. That's even fishier and odd to me. I'm glad these streams are being recorded as I'm recording my own stream as well. Go ahead, ban me again. I'm not saying anything bad. Questions should be allowed. This isn't trolling. This is inquiry. And then I got a permaban from Hassan's Twitter. So he was just bitching and moaning about being banned from Twitter not too long ago, and he banned me from his chat, not from his page. I could still listen to the fucking fucker spit some truth and spit a lot of hot air in the process. Do his own personal fucking weave or whatever, but I'm permanent banned from his chat.
yeah, I didn't.
I don't give a fuck.
You know what? Let's do denim. I'm gonna do denim.
But the fucker is really fishy. It's really inorganic. I do plan on making a video on all of his fan channels and just some of the weird shit that they or his own main channel posts sometimes. Like the channel Haas the Hun, the Haas Kives, Haas memes. Where was that one where they're like, oh, you're not called cute enough? Who the fuck doesn't call Hassan cute? Like every fucker and their mom. Literally, every fucker and their mom. You have fucking straight men saying how handsome the fucker is. You have just about every queer, like,